Hello, I'm Rito and I'm trying out doing video devlogs for my TF2 maps. This one here is Reality. It's a player destruction map that I started a little over a month ago, sort of early October 2023 if you're watching this way in the future. So I have a long history of making levels and things for Team Fortress 2. I've been making Team Fortress 2 maps as long as the game's existed, really, but I've had a big hiatus. I've really not played much Team Fortress 2 at all in the last sort of 6-7 years. And I only really got back into it this summer, because they published that big summer update, and it had loads of maps and a new game mode, and I was like, oh wow, this looks really interesting. So I dipped my toes back into it, and then it looks like the community is a lot more ready for more inventive maps. And certainly with Versus Saxon Hail coming out this summer, and then with the zombie infection mode coming out this Halloween update, it really looks like the stage is set for creative game modes and things. So I got back into it because it's phenomenally fun to make maps. So it's, you know, I love doing it. So here's the deal with Reality. Working title, I think I like it, but there's maybe room for improvement there. So what we're looking at here is a particle collider with, I mean, it's a badly set up particle collider because you would never want an active beam visible like this. So we actually have a fissure, a tear in Reality here, which serves as the capture point for the player destruction points, flags, whatever they are. In this one, there will be Reality Stabilisers. So this is actually the A5 version, so I've tested 3 separate versions before. We skipped A4 because I wanted to do some reworks. So we're coming in after the first batch of major reworks to the level itself. So let's fly around and see what we've got here. So this is sort of the focal point, the collider, the fissure, which is available periodically. And then we have this sort of outside section here, which is brand new because the previous version it was all indoors. So we've got this giant radio telescope type deal, which is sort of inspired by the Parkes radio telescope in Australia, which is it has this fantastic iconic circular brick building with this massive like white radio telescope on the top. So that's sort of the inspiration for that. So we have this sort of outdoor arena, and then we have a whole bunch of routes that take us through into the particle collider. So I'm going for this sort of desert industrial sort of farm type area, the classic TF2 stuff, and then there's a transition. I don't know if I'm going to stick with these, the vault doors from Well. They're quite nice in that they allow like a very obvious transition from the farm stuff outside to the more spy tech inspired stuff inside. So players will run through here. There's a massive control room up here, and then periodically these blast windows, and then also there's down here there are some big blast doors. There's 2 sets of these on one for either team. And these will open, and then players can run through and deposit their points into the fissure to sort of stabilize it. The fissure will work similar to how a lot of the Halloween maps have an underworld. In this one, instead of having a single hell dimension or the interior of a pumpkin, we'll be having hopefully quite a few separate areas, and it will choose at random which one it's going to pick. So each time it opens, we're going to jump in, we're going to go to somewhere new, a new sort of alternate reality, in sort of air quotes, area that's going to need stabilizing or points capturing. So at the moment I've not embellished too far on the alternate dimension side of things. I have grand plans for, like there might be a mushroom dimension, there might be a cave dimension, there might be one that's just a bunch of rocks floating in space kind of thing. But there's another main feature of this map, which sets it apart from being just standard vanilla player destruction, which is, if we go back through here, there's sort of a locker room where you might get sort of suited up to go into your in whatever dimension you're researching today. If we come back through towards the center of the map, there is the reality stabilizers. So the reality stabilizers, air quotes, are going to be the objects that players drop when they die, but there's an additional method to acquire more. So here we have the control console for this telescope. So that I'm imagining it's more of a condenser than a telescope that's looking out into the universe. It's drawing in the essence from this reality. Okay, so here's what players will see for a lot of the time. I've just got some very, very temporary, very ugly text on the monitors. It will slowly, over time, draw in sort of the essence of reality or whatever. Over time, it'll build up into these visual containers or equipment or something. I have envisioned this as like a liquid filling up a tank or something, and then it'll dispense tanks. I don't know, there's room for sort of design work here. I haven't nailed it down exactly, but this will fill up, and when it does, it will transition over to the new screens that say it's ready, press the button, whatever, and then players can hit the button. There we are. So when they press the button or whack it with a melee swing, it'll spit out a whole bunch of bonus stabilizers for them to use. I don't have a stabilizer model at the moment, so we're using ducks. And then it's on this periodic thing. So once it's drained, it'll then slowly build back up again. And I think at the moment it takes about 30 seconds to fill up. So every 30 seconds, players can dispense 10 of these bonus stabilizers. So there's potential for large numbers of points to be stored by players as running around the map, which I think will heighten that moment where you've got a lot of cores, but the capture point isn't available yet, and then either you and your team try really hard to keep you safe, or which feels great for you, or you're on the enemy team and you're like, they've got 15 cores on them because they killed 5 people and they've just picked up from the condenser. So you really want to go and kill them, and I think it'll push the highs of the player destruction, and it's on the opposite side of the map, so you can't just grab the ducks and then go and score the points straight away. You have to make your way back through the map. There's a whole bunch of different routes to do it, some more direct than others, but you do have to run from one side to the other. Alright, this is running a bit long already, so I will just close out by running through some of these routes, just to show you sort of the areas of the map. So we've got the spawn area here, and you've got sort of these 2 routes here which go off towards the collider, the fissure, the control room. This will very quickly take you. See if we look through here, they'll very quickly take you through these sort of portals into the sort of more brutalist architecture, the more Spytek control room areas here. So it can be quite quick to get into this area from spawn, if you want to, and then you can also get over to the enemy side as well. And if the doors have just closed and you want to run back to the main point, you've got main point, the condensers, to pick up more points in the meantime. You've got several ways to go through because they're all sort of in a line through here. All of these portals lead to back to the sort of the industrial farm area, and then we can continue going through out to the middle area. So we've got some nice balconies to do some height variation. We've got some indoor areas. Some of these are a little bit tight, but we'll see how they go. The old version was feeling quite a bit large, so one of the things I tried to do when rebuilding it was to make it a bit smaller. Overall, the actual physical dimensions of the map, they're only about 200 units shorter in one dimension, and I think it's 300 units shorter in the other dimension. So actually, it's not a huge change, but because we've been able to get more of these sort of barn buildings in, the spaces themselves are a bit tighter, so that there's no huge areas left for people to play in. So these are sort of locker rooms here, and there's the big the big door that'll open periodically. I've just paused the setup time at the moment so that there's no announcer, so that's not opening it right now. But yeah, this is the map. We're going to be playing this on the Team Fortress 2 maps.net servers. We're probably going to run this tonight, but I doubt anyone will be watching this video, you know, bang on time. I don't have that many subscribers. I'm not super duper famous on YouTube. But yeah, we'll be testing this. Maybe I'll do some more devlogs. We'll see how this goes, because this is entirely new to me. Okay, I'm just gonna end it there, I think. See you next time.